Hello and welcome back to that handicapping show at bloodhorse.com. I'm Tom Lamar, joined again by Pete Dank. Today we're going to be looking at the Saturday races for next Saturday's Breeders' Cup. We won't have the official fields until next Monday, but we've looked over the preliminary PPs. They have taken pre-entries. So although we don't have any definitive picks, we're going to run through a couple of the races on Saturday. We're going to start with the Classic, 1.25 miles on the dirt at Santa Anita Park. Fairly full field. I don't know if 14 are going to show up. Royal Delta was cross-entered in the Ladies Classic and the Classic, but from what we've gathered, she'll probably opt for the Ladies Classic. But anyway, that said, we still don't know exactly who's in the field, but how do you see the race shaping up, Pete?
I think everything is going to start with Game On Dude in the Classic. Mm-hmm. You know, we've only had these PPs for about 12 hours, so we're just kind of starting to look through them and look for ideas. You know, someone who's going to play multi-race wagers, such as myself, you're starting to look for horses to hang your hat on. And Game On Dude is going to be, you know, the horse that everybody thinks about as a single, I think, on Saturday. Going 1.25 miles, I don't think he's as good going 1.25 miles as he is going 1.125 miles at Santa Anita, where he's virtually unbeatable. I lean towards trying to beat Game On Dude at probably a short price of maybe 2-1 or 5-2.
I agree.
The horse that I've really been looking forward to betting in this race all year long is Ron the Greek. And the reason I like him is I think he's a true 10 furlong horse, and I don't know how many true 10 furlong horses we have in this field. Now, he threw in a clunker in his last race at Belmont. That was a day when the track surface was playing very oddly. I'm not really looking to make an excuse for him. I wanted to see him run well that day because I would have been more confident. But you know, Bill Mott was on the teleconference yesterday, and in addition to making it pretty clear that he wants no part of the Classic with Royal Delta, it sounded to me, he also sounded very confident in all his horses, but specifically he said Ron the Greek came out of his last race very well. He had a workout last week, and Mott said he looked as good as he's looked all year, as good as he looked before he shipped to Santa Anita and won the Santa Anita Handicap back in March. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a true 10 furlong horse. I think there's enough pace in this race. It's kind of on the edge of whether there's going to be a fast pace or, you know, something more average to moderate. But Ron the Greek is one of the price plays I'm looking at. You know, like I said, he threw in that clunker. He's probably going to be twice the odds he was if he won the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's where I'm at in the Classic right now.
Yeah, I really haven't picked one horse in particular, but I do agree. Game On Dude, you know, I have nothing against the horse. You know, he's home. He likes that track and everything. But at a potentially very low price, you know, I need to go a lot further than him in this race. So we'll have to wait and see, you know, what the post positions are and everything. But yeah. The mile, which is the turf mile, of course, not the dirt mile, that is the race before the Classic. It drew a pretty strong field. Of course, we have Wise Dan in that race, who you know, has been mentioned by those who have watched him race and win and work out that he may in fact be the top horse in the country. And quite frankly, I can't argue that. But he's opted for the 1 mile turf race. Of course, he won the Shadwell last time. But a pretty good field. We have Animal Kingdom coming back after a long layoff. So how do you see this race shaping up?
This is a really good race. In addition to the return of Animal Kingdom and Wise Dan, who is clearly the best miler in America right now, there's a couple good European horses. We've got Excelebration coming in for Coolmore, and he finished second to Frankel repeatedly in Europe, and Frankel is considered to be the best horse in the world, the best miler in the world. So we've got a really good clash here of an American horse versus a good European horse. And Animal Kingdom is actually he's probably my favorite horse of all time. So I'm going to have a lot of difficulty doing anything that's not sentimental in this race.
So you're just going to watch, is what you're saying? No.
I'll have to put a little bit of money on Animal Kingdom.
That's all right. That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a fantastic race. You know, and whether you know where I'm involved here in multi-race horizontal wagers, I'll probably cover all the likely contenders and hope Animal Kingdom is the one that hits the wire first. But I just love to see the horse come back and run his race. pace, and I hope we get to see him in 2013.
Well, if he were to win this race, not having raced since, when was it? February?
He has not raced since February 18th when he won an allowance race at Gulfstream.
Right, and if he were to win this race, it would be a major story, major story. And
yeah.
But you know, it isn't a lack of talent. It's the fact that, you know, that the horse was injured and he's been laid off. But you know what? The trainer says that he's ready to come back. So we'll see what happens. Real quick, Pete's going to talk about a few of the juvenile races. One of which the turf is loaded with a 14-horse field. The juvenile itself, not so much.
Yeah.
Short.
I was looking at the juvenile when it's been run on the West Coast historically. Favorite Trick, the only East Coast horse ever to ship and win the juvenile when it's run in California. So I think we need to really consider these California horses. That doesn't. Shanghai Bobby is going to try to buck that trend. To me, it looks like Power Broker and Capo Bastone are the two horses that I'm really interested in this race. Capo Bastone, I thought he was a two-turn horse. I thought he ran pretty well first time. He finished far back of Power Broker, but I thought the track was a bit speed favoring that day. He's a horse of interest to me. The juvenile turf race, I thought this race came up great.
Loaded.
Bunch of European horses and some really good U.S.-based 2-year-olds that I believe in. Chad Brown's got a pair, Balance the Books and Noble Tune. I think they're both outstanding horses. My long shot play would probably be Brown Almighty, who was a troubled third in the Bourbon at Keeneland most recently. But like I said, I'm still kind of figuring out these races, but looks like a pretty good Breeders' Cup, and I'm really looking forward to Monday when we get to see the entries and who's in what field and the post positions and really start analyzing pace scenarios. And watch Santa Anita next week to see how that track's playing.
All right, we will have a lot of opportunity to talk about these races after the draw on Monday. The Blood Horse will have 4 live chats next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at noon Eastern Time. It'll be Pete, myself, and a few other members of the staff. We also have one this Friday at noon to talk about the pre-entries. So lots of time to talk about who we like specifically, what kind of odds we're looking for, etc. And also be sure to check out Pete's Locksmith's picks every weekend at bloodhorse.com. And again, we thank Briss for the past performances. For Pete, I'm Tom. We'll see you next time.